The national leadership of Nigeria's main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, plans to initiate a series of steps aimed at averting a possible implosion as the country gradually limbers up to another electoral cycle that will terminate with the 2023 presidential election. In the past week, a delegation of PDP's National Working Committee was visibly rattled when Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State, who many have described as one of the party's shining stars, told the party point blank that he had decided to defect to the ruling All Progressives Congress. And the situation appears to be more serious than first thought, with reports that the governor has been making behind-the-scenes moves to sell the idea of defection to other PDP governors in the southeast of Nigeria. Governor Umahi's grouse, according to those reports, is that the PDP has not been fair enough to the southeast geopolitical zone since Nigeria's return to democracy 21 years ago, despite consistently enjoying the political goodwill of the people in that region. Kola Ologbondiyan, PDP's National Publicity Secretary, joins us now from our Abuja studio. Kola, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Doc.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us on the morning show. Yes, I should be wishing you happy birthday in arrears. I think it was yesterday, right?
Huh? Yeah, it was yesterday. And
some people enjoyed the drinks alone in Abuja. Anyway, congratulations. But let's talk about the issue at hand.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abati.
Yeah, what's happening to the PDP in the southeast? You have Governor Umahi of Ebonyi State saying he's leaving. We are also getting reports that other PDP governors in that zone and other key members of the PDP may also leave and join the APC, simply because the PDP, we are told, is offering the Southeast a vice presidential position in 2023. What is it that we need to know? What is the situation within the party? Can the PDP afford to risk losing the support of the PDP, which has been the support of the Southeast, which has been a major area of support for the party?
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Abati. Let me begin by saying that the PDP was not rattled. We have never been rattled over the concerns being raised in the Southeast. The People's Democratic Party is a structured political party. We have our various organs, and we are not a party belonging to one man from the north and another man from the south. Our decision processes has its course, and whatever decision we are going to take as a political party, the PDP must take it around all the organs of the People's Democratic Party. So we don't act on impulse in our party. And for us, we have not even gone to the level of the zoning of offices. So some of the things that we are reading, we consider them in the party as mere speculations. And I want to say that the word irrevocable has been used that Governor Dave Umahi told the People's Democratic Party that his decision to leave the party is irrevocable. It's strange to us. I attended a meeting between Governor Umahi and the leadership of the People's Democratic Party. And there was no point at which the governor said his decision to leave the party is irrevocable. It's totally incorrect. I'm aware that Governor Umahi raised concerns as they affect the Southeast. And he tabled these concerns before the leadership of the People's Democratic Party. So all the issues about losing the Southeast, all the issues about Governor Umahi saying that his decision to leave the party is irrevocable, I do not believe, and I'm even surprised that the media will take that Governor Umahi will hold a meeting with the leadership of the PDP, led by Prince Uche Secondus, and say to us that my decision to leave the party is irrevocable. I'm sorry, even discussions has not reached that stage at all. And the concerns raised by Governor Mahi as they affect the Southeast, the party believes are genuine concerns. And when the time comes and all the variables are considered, all the issues are taken into consideration, the party will take its decision. PDP is not a party that can be stampeded. We must get that clear. Thank you very much.
Well, it's not so much about stampeding, is it, but about being flexible. I mean, you have considered that Governor Mahi has a point. So what will you do to address that point?
Well, Tudun, I've said it clearly that we are not a party that takes decision on the impulse of one or two individuals. No, we are a structured political party. We have our various organs, and decisions as important as the zoning of the #1 office of this country is not a decision that can be taken at a sitting. It's a decision that must be taken around all the interests and all the organs of our party. So I can't sit down here and say that, oh, don't worry, well, the party has agreed. No. We haven't even started a discussion. That's the honest truth. But concerns are being raised. And the party is also studying the concerns. And I believe all these will come into play at a point where the party will take decision. But as we speak, we have not reached that level.
But why is there an implosion happening in the PDP? I'll give you an instance. Take, for instance, 200 members leaving Anocha local government area of Anambra State, from the People's Democratic Party to go to APGA. It looks as if everything is not good for the party. And there are moves even because a lot of people still think, although you've said it's not correct, that you can help them get to their part of the presidency in 2023. Why all this implosion? Why all these defections happening for the PDP? Why is the PDP that used to be a strong party in the East is not looking attractive any longer?
I want to take a little exception to the word implosion. Implosion where? The People's Democratic Party is a steady and functional political party. As we speak, out of the 5 states in the Southeast, before one of the states was stolen, we had 4 states. Today, we have 3 states out of the 5. Where is the implosion happening? I have said this clearly, that Governor David Umahi raised concerns about the interest of the Southeast. That's clear. But when you talk about implosion, where? Who has left the party? You read in the papers that 200 people left the PDP in Aniocha or somewhere in Anambra State for APGA. You call that an implosion? Is it even correct in the first place? Have you done your checks? No. There's no implosion anywhere.
It's not, that story is not
Look,
correct.
Let me tell you,
no, that story is not correct. So what's the truth about that story?
Let me tell you something.
Mr. Ologbondiyan, what's the truth about that story?
I'm not aware. The chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Anambra State, Imobi, has not called the National Secretariat to say that, oh, we lost 200 members. He hasn't done that. So, as far as I'm concerned, looking at issues from the official position, the party is unaware. And I'm saying, in a party in Anambra State that have over 500,000 members, or close to that, if we say 200 persons left the party, does it constitute an implosion? I don't think so. From my own knowledge and use of the word, I don't think that constitutes implosion. However, let's leave that aside. The point I'm making, and which is very germane, is the fact that we have 3 states out of 5. You talked about threats by Governor Mahi to leave the party. And I said that there are discussions in respect of that. And I've also told you that it is not possible to say that Governor Mahi declared before the leadership of the People's Democratic Party that his decision to leave the party is irrevocable. I said, I do not agree to that. I participated in the meeting. I do not agree to that because he never used that word. And I said he raised concerns as they affect the Southeast. And the party, at the appropriate time, will look into those concerns. Even in Imo State, where we were denied our right of having won the election, I can tell you confidently that our party is waxing even stronger in Imo State. So we don't have any issue about implosion in the People's Democratic Party. I must also quickly tell you something, that we are aware in the People's Democratic Party that there are those who are losing out of their party in APC and who are contemplating a third force, just like they did in 2014. And as such, they are looking for, oh, our party is already broken. Let us see how we can go to the PDP and break the People's Democratic Party. They take some members out of the PDP and create a new political platform. And I am assuring you this morning, and through you assuring Nigerians, that the People's Democratic Party is one, indivisible, and a holistic political party. And we are not going to allow for distractions. The leadership of the PDP under Prince Uche Secondus is steadying the party for the purpose for which Nigerians are aligning with us come 2023. So that is the way it stands.
Well, Kola, earlier on you said, oh, they stole one of the states in the Southeast away from us. And, you know, I said, you were beginning to sound like Donald Trump, where he said one of the states was stolen. But in any case, I need you to clarify certain things for us. First, you have confirmed that Governor Umahi met with the leadership of the party. So is it true that the Board of Trustees will meet on Wednesday to look at his concerns, and that the National Executive Committee of the party, the NEC, the party NEC, will also meet on Thursday to look at this issue? And three, one of the things we've been told is that the APC has taken a decision to field somebody from the Southeast in 2023. Now, we may not be able to confirm that now, but were that to happen, would the PDP also be under pressure to field a candidate from the Southeast for president in 2023? What's the conversation within the party at the level of the National Working Committee?
Thank you very much, Dr. Ruben Abati. Let me say, for the purposes of understanding, and emphatically too, Doctor, that the NEC, that's the National Executive Committee of the People's Democratic Party, is expected to meet at least once in a quarter. So the meeting that has been slated for Thursday is a normal NEC meeting. One, before NEC meets, at least a day before the NEC meeting, the Board of Trustees will meet. The caucus of the party will meet. The state chairman and the leadership of the party will meet in order to consider all issues that are lingering in the nation and as they affect our party. So the next meeting is a normal meeting which the party has fixed. And as I speak with you, I have not seen the agenda of the next meeting. And it will be foolhardy on my side to sit down here and be telling you that, oh, NEC is going to meet because of Governor Dave Umahi or anything. No. I do not think that is correct. I'm aware, like you asked about the conversation warranting this NEC meeting essentially has to do with the state of the nation. The NSAS protest, its effect and impact on the unity of our country, and its effect and impact on the polity of our nation is a major issue. The insecurity in our country is a major issue. So I think if there's anything, these are the areas essentially of discussion. And as you know, at the next meeting, the leadership of the entire leadership of the party will sit down to hold discussions. So this is what we are working towards on Thursday. So BOT holding a meeting is normal. Caucus, which includes the governors holding a meeting, is normal. And even the governors forum, they can even have their own separate meeting to know the agenda that they are going to bring to the next meeting. So for us in the PDP, when we read some of these things, we just smile because they are largely speculative. And you also said that what the conversation about Southeast and the fact that the APC is zoning presidential position to the Southeast. In the first place, do we still have APC? I'm just wondering. The party is broken and shattered. So when you are talking about zoning in APC, how does that concern us in the People's Democratic Party? We have a passion for this country. Nigeria, the People's Democratic Party is over 20 years old. It understands this country, the nation. Our membership is drawn across all the units and the wards and the local governments and the state. We understand the problem of the country. So we are not concerned about what APC where they want to zone to or what they want to do, whether they can still come together or they are going their different ways. It's not our concern. We are not bothered about that. We are bothered about what the future holds for this country and for this nation. And that's our driving force.
Well, I give you a Lao Tzu quote. The worst danger is underestimating your opponent. APC remains the ruling party in Nigeria. It's still very much alive and kicking. But you've made it abundantly clear today, you've gone to great lengths to tell us that the chicken littles in the media should stop saying the sky is falling on top of PDP, that's not the case. You're not going to have any kind of extraordinary agenda in Thursday's meeting, and that you will discuss things like zoning as and when due. But do you not think that this is reactive rather than proactive? Because you will recall, yes, you do have 3 out of 5 states, but President Buhari in the general election of 2019 managed to double his votes in the Southeast and, made some inroads in the Southeast. Is PDP not being complacent at this point?
No, we are not being complacent. We are working with our party and the way in which we achieve our feats. We're talking about President Muhammadu Buhari going into the Southeast and doubling his votes and scoring 25%. I guess that's what you are saying. You are not also considering the fact that the People's Democratic Party has moved from having 10 or 11 states to 16 or 17 states before one was stolen. So we are not being complacent at all. We are being procedural. And that is expected of a party as big as the People's Democratic Party. So that is why we cannot just take decisions like the other people who have one leader in the South and one leader in the North. No. Ours is a collegiate of leadership, and we respect. And whatever decision we are going to take will be dependent on the variables available. We don't just come, I can't just come and sit down here with you and say, don't worry, it's a settled matter. No, sir. Politics is about contestation for power. And what some of the things you are reading in the papers, and you are taking giving considerably serious attention, is about this contestation for power. It's expected, it is normal in every political environment. And we are not doing anything differently. I'm assuring you, you are a Nigerian, and I know if you have cause to vote in 2023, you will not go and bring a party that made a promise, 3-pronged promises of re-engineering the economy, of fighting corruption, and of fighting insurgency in the area of insecurity. And 5 years going to 6 years down the line, we are worse in every facet of these promises. will you go and reinforce failure by voting for such a party in 2023? No, I don't think you will do that.
All right. You said PDP is a collegiate of leadership, but let's not also forget the fact that despite it's a collegiate of leadership, there's a certain governor in the South that still holds sway in the PDP and is quite strong. And if he says no to a lot of the PDP members, they have to flock around to beg him to bring him back to the fold. But my question will be on, do you fear any bandwagon effect? And you talked about the fact that Dave Umahi raised concerns. Can we know some of those concerns based on the fact that you were in this meeting and you've disputed most of the things the media said about this? Can we know some of those concerns? And do you fear that a bandwagon effect might ensue, that if the PDP is not playing ball, some people might have to pitch their tent somewhere else?
Well, as regards the details of the meeting, I will need to apologize that I cannot put them in the media. They are just raw materials for us in the People's Democratic Party to determine how we move and how we progress. But having said that, we do not in our party work on hypotheses. We work to realities. We cannot be sitting down here and be talking about bandwagon when there is no effect yet, when nothing has happened. So, sir, I must apologize. I think we should make progress on this discussion.
Well, Kola, let me ask you. You said, as at this moment, you don't know what the agenda of the meetings for this week will probably be. But you said the issues will be about the state of the nation. Are there specific issues relating to the state of the nation that you would like to comment on for record purposes? First, the NSAS protest.
No.
Second, the sudden increase in the pump price of fuel. Those two major issues, NSAS and the aftermath, and then for record purposes, the increase in pump price of fuel, and how government has so far managed COVID-19. I don't think you need a meeting for the party to have an opinion on those issues.
Whether I agree with you that all these are major issues that the party will look into. And the issue of insecurity. We are worried as a party. We are very concerned as a party. So we'll take all these issues into consideration. And the various organs of our party will raise their own opinion, their viewpoints on these issues. And will come out with the decision of our party in respect of all this. Until that is done, I cannot come and speak to it.
No, but you've issued some statements, taking a position on NSAS, taking a position on increase in fuel price. Yes. Were you speaking for yourself or for the party when you issued those statements?
I speak always for the party.
Okay, so do you want to repeat those positions that have been taken?
And so what I'm saying, what I'm saying is that when it concerns NEC, that is the highest organ of the People's Democratic Party. And when NEC is going to sit to take decisions, the decision the party will take, that the party's NEC will take, will still align with the position which the NWC has taken. But until those decisions are taken, I cannot come out and speak to them. So all that I have said in the past, all that has been stated in the past are the positions of the party. But now we are coming together as a national body in the interest of our nation to say, NSAS, we have taken this decision. The increase in the pump price of fuel, we have said it is wicked and is unbearable. We can now come, for instance, in this meeting and expand it to look at the multiplier effect it will have on Nigerians.
Or you could have the meeting and you say, or you could have the meeting and say President Buhari has done very well, and that he has handled the NSAS protest well, and that the increase in fuel price is inevitable. Is that not possible? Because the opposition always condemn the government.
Dr. Abati.
Yes.
Dr. Abati, I know that week in, week out, apart from what you do on the Arise, you also bring out your thoughts on how to make Nigeria a better nation state. Do you think that anybody in this country, and I mean anybody except those who are hiding in the villa, will come out and say that, oh, President Buhari has done so perfectly well? Do you think so? When I read your own expressions, your expressions are representational of the feeling of the ordinary Nigerian out there. Just the same way the PDP's dispositions are very, very representational of the feeling of every Nigerian out there who is not in the villa or who does not take crumbs that fall from the tables in the villa. It is difficult. Life has become totally unbearable in this country, and we have to say it. So, going to next meeting, I want to assure you, and to you assure Nigerians, that will take all the issues into consideration. Even in Mr. President's home state in Katsina, life is not safe. Where are we safe in this country? Nowhere. So these are the issues that we're going to raise.
Right. We'd like to say a very big thank you to you, Mr. Kola Ologbondiyan, for your thoughts on this.